Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. Today we're continuing our talks on the reveals for the Z series with the starter decks. Today we're talking about a leader that I don't think anyone expected to get rebooted, but I'm sure it's one that a lot of people are excited about. This is a big fan favorite deck with a big fan favorite character, and I'm excited to try this one out as well. So we'll get into that. If you guys are new here though, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And if you guys want to help support the channel, there are many ways down in the description to do so. But today, guys, if you want to buy any cards we talk about in today's video, or any trading cards for that matter, feel free to use my link in the description to TCG Player. It really does help me out a lot, and I really do appreciate it. Anyways, let's jump right into things, talking about the Gotenks reboot leader. Again, like, I don't think anyone expected this leader to get rebooted. I didn't really expect anything from Unison Warrior to get rebooted because the leaders are just so recent and so new, and Gotenks is not bad. It's one of the better green rogue decks. Not that it's really top much in Ultimate Squad, but still like a fairly new leader, pretty good, but they decided to reboot it. So let's give it a read. When this card attacks, draw 1 auto. If you have 2 or more energy, when you activate a union skill, you may flip this card to its back. If you do, draw 1 card, untap an energy, and add cards from life to hand until you have 6. Okay, so that's a big difference right there. The older leader awakens when you have a 2-cost unison in play. So I do actually really like the fact that this is not tied to a unison anymore. It's just more so tied to the main strategy of the deck, which is fusing. Don't get me wrong though, I'm sure you'll still be playing your unisons, but it's not going to be so strict on turn 2 like it was back then. But even with that being said, you might want to go unison on 2 just to get it established, and then maybe fuse on 3 to flip. That's totally an option, but I mean, I guess it depends on matchup and how you want to play the deck, right? But anyways, your regular awaken is when at least 4 or less, you may draw 1 on tap 1, and then they basically remove the text that says flip this card over. That's pretty much just implied on awaken now, which is really nice. It's always cool to see them basically cleaning up the card text. I like that a lot. Anyways, on the Awakened side, we have SS3 Gotenks, Extravagant Assault returns. Auto once per turn, you activate a Union skill, play a Ghost token with 15k power in rest mode. When this card attacks, draw 1. So they took out the ability to pitch a card and remove a marker from a Unison or play 2 Ghost tokens. Now you just get Ghost tokens for pretty much free, so that's definitely a big upgrade for the previous leader. Activate battle once per turn, remove one of your ghost tokens from the game, then use up to 1 mono green card with 5,000 combo power from your drop in a combo with its skills negated for the battle. Another great ability to just get the Z energy kind of ramping up, and this is going to be super easy to do because when you pitch your Gotens and Trunkses for fusion, they're going to be 5k combos in the drop to just use for this, right? So you're going to be able to swing with any ghost tokens you have in rest mode and then just activate battle, remove them from the game, get that Z energy going. That's going to be really strong. One thing that's not that I don't want you guys to overlook is going to be the fact that these activate battles just also make your attacks bigger. Like, think about the Gamma matchup where that 17-18 unison is just so annoying, making the first attack of each turn a 20k basically if it's on a 15k battle card. That's going to be the same thing here, except I can selectively use where to use that extra combo. So not only am I ramping Z energy, but I'm also just getting bigger attacks. It's a very strong thing about these reboot leaders that basically let you combo extra cards for free. Alright, now we have some more new cards coming in the starter deck. We have the SS3 Gotenks Z Leader, Warrior's Growth. We have Z Awaken for green if you place 5 or less over a mono green Gotenks. So keep in mind, this is perfectly playable over the old Gotenks leader. If you like that leader more for some reason, you can totally play this Z Leader. I don't see much of a point to play the old Gotenks leader as opposed to this one, but maybe there are some pros and cons that make the other one more viable, or maybe it's just your favorite leader in the game. You can totally do that. But anyways, also keep in mind this is a 15k leader. Normally I don't talk about leaders power levels, but I mean now we actually have Z leaders that are 20k, so it's worth mentioning here. But anyways, auto, when you activate a union skill, play 1 ghost token with 15k in rest mode, same thing as our regular leader. Activate main, limit 1, draw 1 card, and switch this card to active mode. That's really cool. So you're going to want to Z awaken this after you've already swung with your regular awakened leader, so that you can activate main, restand this guy, draw the card, and get another attack through. And then once, you know, this guy's Z awakened for the rest of the game, you can swing and then activate main, restand him, swing again. So your leader basically has dual attack, which is very cool. And then activate battle, limit 1, remove a Goten and a Trunks in your Z energy from the game. This card gains 15k and double strike for the battle. Then at the end of the battle, remove this card from the game. That seems real strong. So firstly, that's just a great win con. But secondly, if I'm understanding this correctly, if you Z awaken this leader on a previous turn, you can use this activate battle and you know, go for the 15k double. Then you should be able to Z Awaken that turn again if you Z Awakened a previous turn into the prior copy of this, and then you can activate main to restand your leader, get that draw swing again. You won't be able to activate battle a second time because that's limit 1, so anything you've already done that turn is not going to be doable again. But it's still a very interesting way to play the leader and cycle through your Z Awakens if you're following what I'm saying. So you'll attack with the first Z leader, you'll activate battle, then your leader will get removed from the game at the end of the battle, then you'll Z Awaken again if you have the energy to do it, then you can restand, draw your card, swing again. So pretty cool there in my opinion. Anyways, then we have a new unison for the deck in the starter, and that's going to be SS3 Gogeta, Carefree Combatant. We have a 2-drop 15k and power green for 5, auto once per turn. When you activate a union skill, add a marker to this card. So we're just going to directly compare it to SS3 Vegito, which is the unison that came out for the OG Gotenks deck, and that one says when you activate union, you draw a card. So would I rather get a marker or a card draw? I'd probably rather get a card draw, but let's read the rest of it. So, +1, activate main, place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, then reveal 1 card with Union in your hand, add 1 battle card each from your deck and or drop to your hand, each with a character name that matches the Union skill conditions of the revealed card and an energy cost between 3 and 7, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. Okay, so this +1 essentially acts as another copy of Goku, like fixing your hand, grabbing your fusion material. So that compared to Vegito's +2 is probably a lot better. Like the +2 is okay. The revenge doesn't really come up all that much. It's just the fact that Vegito stacks a +2 to then eventually resolve the -7. That's where things get really powerful. So yeah, Vegito's -7 is definitely better than Gogeta's -6, which says activate main, your opponent discards 2 cards from their hand. That's not really all that big, but this Gogeta is a real big consistency piece. That's actually really good. I can totally see worlds where you're playing Vegito or Gogeta or even both because of the Empower Green 5. I can totally see worlds where that all makes sense. It's hard for me to say, to be honest. Let me know in the comments below which unison you're thinking about playing in this deck, Gogeta or Vegito. Both of them seem good in their own respects. I'm almost leaning towards Vegito, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Anyways, we have some new fusions for the deck. So we have Gotenks Fusion Confusion, 3-drop 10k, deflect, barrier, so great protection. Union Fusion limit 1, it's a free fusion. Sun Goten and Green Trunks Youth. So this can get you awakened for 0 energy. That's actually real good when you're playing your unison on 2 and you don't need to spend energy to awaken. Anyways, activate main. If your leader is green and has Gotenks in its character name and you place this card in the owner's drop, add up to 1 Goten and 1 Trunks Youth, both green, from your drop to your hand. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So by the time you fully resolve this thing, you've basically like discarded 1 card essentially to get yourself awakened, but you've also put a 5k in your drop now to be able to start stacking Z energy, and you pop a battle card if that's relevant, right? So pretty good there. I think this is really great in tandem with the unisons once again to get awakened on 2. That seems really good. Then we have a new fusion for the deck. So we have SS3 Gotenks Ultimate Rookie, 8-drop 30k, deflect, dual attack. Union for 4 if you have 4 or more energy and draw 2 cards. Man, I don't understand why they had to put a 4 energy stipulation when it costs 4. Oh, I guess you can reduce the fusion skill in the next permanent. Anyways, you draw 2 cards with a green Goten and a green Trunks. Permanent if your leader is a Z leader or you have a Z battle card in play, reduce the skill cost of this card's union in your hand by a green. Auto, if your leader is a green and has Gotenks in its character name, when this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, and play 2 ghost tokens of 15k power, and your opponent pitches a card from their hand. So this should be a direct upgrade, I think at least, from the 5-drop Gotenks that people used to play, that people would typically play it as a searchable one of to remove barrier battle cards. This does a very similar thing and can cost 3 as long as you're Z awakened, and has a bunch of bonus effects. So I think this will probably replace that card, and it has the draw 2 on fusion, which is another big thing that the 5-drop didn't have, so that's really good. And then of course I just wanted to showcase Grim Reaper here. This is still going to be like one of the main staples of the deck. I don't see any world where that changes. But yeah, these battle cards seem really good, and that was one thing about the old green Gotenks deck that I didn't love, is like when you ran out of your Grim Reapers or you couldn't see your Grim Reapers, your deck didn't really do anything. So now with Gotenks Ultimate Rookie in the mix, you have actual additional good fusion to play. That I really, really like. And then just 2 cards I want to wrap up talking about, one of which is Goku. Probably still your best turn 1 in the deck, but again, now considering that we have that Gogeta Unison, how do you determine which one you play? Do you still play Goku and hope to search your fusion materials through him? I mean, he is a harder plus 1 or plus 2 than the Gogeta unison ends up being, because he doesn't actually require you to give up cards except for himself. So that's real good. But one thing I was also considering is that if you wanted to play Goku on 1 and use his other effect on 2 to search out your fusion materials, you can actually use Gotenk's greatest fusion of them all, which is a 1-cost fusion. You can use that on turn 2 to get yourself awakened. You won't have a unison in play, but you're basically able to get the most mileage out of Goku and then go right into greatest fusion of them all, which does actually draw you a card on fusion. So that could be a pretty decent turn 2, but I'm imagining the main gimmick is going to be play a unison on 2, use the fat Gotenks that we saw earlier to get awakened while also establishing your unison. That's going to seem like the best way to do it. And then of course, like, once you awaken, you're going to untap an energy, so you can go kill anyway. So that's probably the best way to do it. But I mean, I guess it requires you to open all those cards, which is maybe a little difficult. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I think that this green Gotenks reboot deck is real strong. I'm glad that the deck got another boss monster that is actually worth playing when you're out of your Grim Reapers or can't access your Grim Reapers. Really excited about this deck, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.